Hi, I'm Joy and welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm really glad that you're here and appreciate that you've taken the time to come and watch this video. This is an introduction to what the channel will be about, and I thought, it's a good place to start. So for those of you who don't know me, my name is Joy and I am Australian. I have been traveling around the world for the last 3 years. It's the end of 2024 at the moment, so through 22, 23 and 24 I've been traveling pretty much full time. I've had a couple of trips back to Australia for different reasons, but otherwise on the road, exploring the world, having wonderful adventures and basically enjoying life. So the reason I've started this YouTube channel is to share some of my stories, some of the places that I've been and the experiences that I've had with you, and also with my family and friends, so which you might be already. If not, we'll maybe become friends. So the other reason that I'm doing this is because I've tried blogging and it just doesn't really work for me. I find it tedious to sit in front of the computer and write everything out in words and then go and find all the photos and videos to match and pair them all up. I'm still working on learning that learning to enjoy it a little bit more. But for now, I'm going to give this a go and try the vlog method because I tend to like talking, and those of you who do know me already know that I do talk quite a lot, but it also gives me a new skill to learn, to talk without saying so many ums, and to talk a little more consistently, but also to talk about what it is that I'm doing or looking at or experiencing in a way that other people may enjoy as well. So this is what I'm going to give a try. It's almost New Year's of 2025. I'm about to turn 50 next week. I've got 4 kids between myself and my partner David. We have 4 kids back in Australia, as well as our parents. And we're well, I say Australia, actually. One of them's just moved to America. Kids, that is, not parents. But our parents are there as well. So we're in this really sweet spot of life where we can run away, go and explore the world, have lots of adventures. Nobody kind of needs us at the moment. But we like to keep in touch, obviously, and this is a way for us to share a little bit more of what we're doing, not only with our family, but with our friends and anyone else who chooses to watch as well. So I guess what am I going to talk about in this YouTube channel? So one is the travels, so where we're going and what we're doing, but also some of the projects that we do. And as it happens, we're currently I'm sitting in a guest house in France, and we're buying a house in France. So the contract has been signed fully today, which is exciting. It's taken a little while to get to this point, but part of purchasing a property in France is to make it a project, to renovate part of it and redecorate the house and make it our own. It'll be a base for us here in Europe, so we can come and go from here as we continue to travel, and we still have a home in Australia as well. So we're not moving permanently, but a good place. It's a long way back to Australia from Europe, so it'll be nice to have a spot here that we can come and go from as well, and have room to host some friends when they come. So that will be really nice. We're looking forward to that. So I guess a little bit more about what I think I'll also talk about is that I've had lots of questions over the last few years on how do we do this. So as well as telling you what we're doing, I'll also be sharing how we do it. So how do we plan? How do we make decisions about where we're going, what we're going to do? How do we afford to do it? What are some of the logistical things that we need to do? Because we know from a lot of questions that we get that a lot of people are interested in traveling more, maybe not full time. It's quite okay. You don't have to travel full time. But if you're looking to travel more, then you might be able to pick up some hints and tips. And obviously we'd love it if you ask questions to allow us to answer those more specifically. In the last little while, so in the last couple of months, I've also been doing a certification as a travel coach. So my goal going forward into 2025 is to actually start a business as a travel coach. So if you're looking for some support with that specifically, then I'd be more than happy to work with you to help you get through whatever challenges you might be facing to be able to start traveling more as well. And I would love to help you do that. So feel free to reach out, and I'll put together some videos about that going forward as well, that might help you. So for the first 2.5 years of traveling full time, though, I was working for someone else. I was working remotely. So I'll be sharing a bit about that as well, because that's obviously a core part of being, midlife. I'm not retired, still have to earn income to be able to travel. So yeah, that's a core part of what I'll be talking about as well. I keep saying we, it's David and myself. He may or may not float through some videos. For any of you who know him already, he does love putting together his own little vlog videos. He's been doing that for quite some time, mainly on Instagram and Facebook, but I'm going to try this medium here on YouTube. So I guess I've made a couple of notes, so I'm just going to check my notes as well. So a couple of other things about me, I guess. I really enjoy hiking and kayaking, scuba diving, and more recently learning to surf. We took a trip to Morocco and learned to surf there, and also surf skate, which was pretty fun as well. So sometimes, I might be on a little hiking adventure or a kayaking adventure, doing something like that. So I'll share a little bit of those as well. Now, I guess another thing is we travel fairly slowly, so sometimes for a month or more in a place, so there will be opportunity to dig a little deeper into a place. Sometimes we do, I guess, quite adventurous things, and other times just general daily life stuff. So it'll depend on the week as to what comes through on the video. My goal at this stage is to share one video a week, most likely posting on a Tuesday of what happened the previous week. So that gives me a little bit of time to put it together and put it out there. Learning to edit video is something that I did as a little project early on in my travels. I try and pick a project each month, and one of those months I did learn some video editing. I realize it's a bit time consuming, so I want to not pressure myself to get it out on the day. So I think by Tuesday for the previous week will be what I'll aim for. We'll see how that goes. So that's a little bit there. Some of the other projects that I've done, just so you know, I guess the type of things, we do a lot of house sitting, not always, but do a lot of house sitting throughout the year. So I've built gardens for people in their homes, and I did that in my own home as well. Rebuilt chicken coops. I've learned how to do weaving. I've also been learning calligraphy, and I've been doing some embroidery. So I like sort of crafty things, but also some hands-on projects. Here in France, I'm looking forward to going and exploring some of the brocantes, which are like kind of garage sales, and some of the different secondhand stores and markets that happen throughout the year in the region that we'll be in, and picking up little furniture pieces that I might be able to restore or alter in some way. I'm really hoping to learn to do some upholstery, but that might come in a little while, so somewhere down the track. Also, I mentioned surfing. I learnt to surf and skateboard. I also learnt to scuba dive. I quite like scuba diving. I'm now have my advanced open water PADI, and this year, at the beginning of this year, I got the opportunity to swim with whale sharks as well, so that was really cool. I do enjoy being in the ocean, so hopefully a little bit more of that. I'd like to do a wreck dive sometime soon. That would be really exciting. And I also like working in community where I can as well. So when we go to different places, I look for opportunities where I might be able to help out in a community in some way, shape or form. And this year I was really fortunate to go to South Africa and do some work, and I'm hoping to get back there next year as well. What else? I'm also writing a book. So as I mentioned, I was working for another company. I was working full time. for the first 2.5 years of our travels, but midway through this year I did decide to take a break from that, and started writing a book, and then did my travel coach certification. So the book is still coming. So for those of you who know about the book, it is still coming, but it paused a little bit while I did the certification. So I'll get back into that in the new year as well. And it's a book about our travels, and also how someone else might travel longer if they want to as well. So keep your eyes peeled for that. So I guess just a little bit of background on me. So I worked for a bank for a really long time, and then I started a not-for-profit organisation that was a co-working space in Toowoomba in Queensland in Australia, and built a community there, which I really love doing. And part of that also involved a community, a group for children who wanted to learn computer programming, or building games, using technology, basically creating with technology. So we started a coding club there, which is still running now. So thank you, Julian and Michael, for keeping that going while I'm not there. I'm really glad. But I've also taken those skills and started to teach some technology and entrepreneurship, which was the other thing I did at Canvas Co-working in Toowoomba. That I ran was teach entrepreneurship. So I've been doing that in Africa this year as well. So I'm looking forward to sharing a bit more about that as we go forward. What else did I have here? So I guess, that's probably most of the things that I wanted to share at the moment. So traveling, projects, a new house in France, heading off, so in France at the moment, but heading over to catch up with Oliver in the United States in January. They've recently moved, so my eldest child Oliver is there, and then heading up to Canada. We spent some time a couple of years ago now in British Columbia and absolutely loved it, so we're heading back there for another couple of months before we come back here to France, because we're traveling in and out on Schengen, so we can't stay the whole time at the moment. But the whole visa thing will be, I'm sure you'll hear about it if you keep watching. So if you are interested in watching, then I encourage you to hit the little subscribe button and the notification bell so that you know when I do post again, which will hopefully be in 1 week's time, and then you'll learn a little bit more, and I'll share a little bit more about what we've been doing and what we're doing. And that happens to be my birthday in a week, so that's a fun time for me. I'm turning 50, so very excited. All right, well, I think that's enough for now. So hit subscribe, follow along. Feedback is most welcome. I'd love to hear any suggestions you have for what I might talk about, any questions you have that you'd like answers to, and I'd also love it if you know of any really great YouTubers that you've watched particularly about renovating properties and redecorating properties. There's lots and lots out there, but I'd love some recommendations, so feel free to share those details in the comments if you know someone that you enjoy watching, and I can watch them as well and hopefully pick up some hints and tips. All right, well, thank you so much, and I look forward to sharing more with you again soon. Bye.